Ruby director Eric Martindale.
Yeah! Come on, baby! Let's go! Next level, you! Woo! You guys tired? You got a couple more hours. I want to thank Jordan for giving me the last 2-hour time slot. So, guys, buckle down. 2 hours. Yeah, so it's exciting to be here. This was the big event that did so much for my business as well. I've been in USANA about 4.5 years now. This is just the laser? All right. I guess I didn't pay attention to the speaker orientation this morning. So I want to briefly go just through my story, and then everyone hears the word personal development, but I want to give it some structure and what it actually means, because I know people who read a lot of books, and they call that personal development, but they don't put that into action. And so the word development is a verb, and if you should be able to measure growth from what it is that you're doing. And if you keep showing up and there's no growth, I wouldn't call that development. It would just be going through the motions. So where are we at? Oh, here we go. So I started USANA mainly to travel. I had just got back from a trip to South America. It was 2.5 months, and it was like letting the bird out of the cage. And so I had so much freedom, and I was like, I got to find something where I can just travel and be able to do that more often. So USANA came to me at the perfect timing. If it had come to me a couple years prior to that, I didn't believe in supplements. I didn't know anything about business, and so I probably would have said no. I also want to say, if someone just pitched the products to me, I would have laughed at them. So I really encourage you, when you're going out and sharing the USANA story, share the entire story. Truthfully, I signed up because of the business. I was broke. I had $40,000 in student loan debt, $300 to my name. If someone's like, you need to check out these vitamins, it's got intelligence. I'm like, I'm broke. I just want to rock climb and travel. These vitamins don't do anything for me. But they showed me the business. So you shouldn't decide for that person and prejudge them. You should tell the entire story. Trust me, I'll show you a picture, but I had hair down to my shoulders, and I was just a dirtbag. I traveled around the country, living out of my tent, climbing. So don't prejudge. And that hippie kid that, you might prejudge, that could be your next Ruby director in your downline. So, so yeah, 4 continents, 25 countries is what I'm up to so far. So I'll be catching up to Michael here soon. So, but my USANA journey. So like I said, $300 to my name, $40,000 in debt. Dr. Steve Hershek said to me that you need to attend events. And so I attended my first convention when I was a couple months into the business. Can we move forward here with the slides? I don't know where to point. Is that, okay. Why don't you just page through them all? We don't even need the transition. So there's that long hair, Goldilocks I got called a lot. I called it a lion mane. I was trying to make it masculine, So my first convention, I was a builder. My second convention, I was a top PC enroller, still a builder. I was on stage with Kate Northrup and all these people who actually had that USANA lifestyle. I'm like, I make $200 a week. This piece of plastic's great and all, but I didn't feel like I even belonged on that stage. And so Dr. Steve always says, don't chase the titles or the awards and recognition. The paycheck is what pays the bills. So it's great to rack up all these awards and stuff like that, but they won't pay your bills. I have all these stars sitting in my bookshelves from all the awards I've won, but I'm like, I got to keep working. Those aren't going to help pay for my next trip. So next convention, I was a gold. Is that me doing that, by the way, or? Oh, okay. I was a gold. I won that Mexico trip, and then the convention after that, I hit Growth 100 and was a Ruby director. And then this previous convention had 16,000 growth as well. So all I see my journey is just a personal development journey. And that 18 and a half months where my business really didn't grow, it's because I didn't grow. And as you grow, your business will grow, as it's been said before. So how I really see these events and reading books and listening to audio is to grow yourself. and you grow, that's going to grow different areas of your life, and that should trickle into your USANA business or maybe your relationships or your health or other areas of your life. So growing you as a person should be the focus, and it'll trickle to different areas. So what's the X factor in your business? Who attended Next Level U last year? That's what I spoke on last year. What's the X factor in your business? You, right? My mom knows it. So we have the 4 quadrants: network marketing, the company, the products, and then you. The X factor is going to be you. That's what personal development is, we all represent and have the same company, same product, same compensation plan, but if we develop ourselves, that's going to grow our business. So there's only 2 things you can control in life: your actions and your attitude. That's it. So don't worry about the small things. Jim Rohn says, I wouldn't sign up for that class. There are some people, I'm a bit of an analyzer, and I've had to just strip myself of some of these thought processes that my mind can go down and these rabbit holes. Because it's just don't major in minor things. Don't sign up for that class. I can only control my attitude and my actions, that's it. And they work in synergy. I've seen some people, they're like, dude, I am going to the events. You say personal development, showing up for events. It's actually how you show up and the attitude you show up in. So you are doing the correct actions, right? You are reading the books. You are listening to the audio. You are showing up to the events. But how are you showing up? When I made my breakthrough, I went builder to gold in 3.5 months. I attended Next Level U. I sat front row, and I was like, this will not be another event. I've been to 2 international conventions at that point, 2 national celebrations. That was my second Next Level U. I was like, I'm done. I'm not going through the motions anymore. I'm not going to be the cheerleader like, oh, look at those people. They're doing so great. And I'm meant to just sit there and clap for them over and over, year after year. I didn't know Jordan at the time. After the event, backstage, I said, I'm speaking at this event next year. And he's like, you can do it, man. I was a builder. Next year, I show up, executive gold, spoke at Next Level U. That was 3 Next Level U's ago. So it's just a decision. You got to make that decision, but that attitude and then the action are paired together. I've seen people who have the right attitude, but they're not backing with any action. So you can see how those work in synergy. So your input is going to equal your output. That's what I'm really getting at here, is what we put in our mind is really we could spend probably an hour, 2-hour-long workshop on reprogramming your mind and so many different things with self-talk. I actually, there's a book by Shad Helmstetter that's called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. And he actually suggests that there's no more powerful voice than your own voice. So he says you need to record yourself in affirmations. It's one thing to say it out loud, but you can actually record yourself and then listen to it over and over. And then he actually tells you how to script it, too. The 2 most powerful words in the English language are I am, followed by what you give to those meanings. I am ... And you can fill yourself with a lot of negativity, or you can build yourself up every day. Every single day, I say I am, and I'm living out my vision and my dreams. They're actually lies because they're not real yet. I won't even tell you some of them because, you can't say some of these crazy big goals to certain people. Like, oh, you're crazy. One of the crabs trying to pull you back in their bucket. So, but I really encourage you, that input is going to equal what you get in your results. Is going to be your output. So structure to all this personal development. People say, oh, just read the books. I see some people who are 1 week into their USANA business, and they're reading 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. That's a great book, but I don't think that should be the first book that you start with. So I'm going to give an outline of what I give for the first 2 years of books and audio that I think that you should consider. So big events, audio, reading. So I've mapped out my entire 2017. I live in the Chicago region. Me and Jay Lehman, we put on regional events called USANA University, and we space those in between the big events. So national celebration, you saw that there's 4 different locations for that. International convention. I've already planned, my whole 2017 in my mind is already planned out. I know when I'm going to travel, when I'm going to work my face off, when I'm building to events. So I would suggest, if you haven't done that, you are definitely behind. but it's not too late. You still should plan out the remainder of the year. But it always, 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 always revolves around big events. So I hope that you all immediately take action, but build towards the next event and have goals for the next event. My next event is National Celebration, March 25th, Chicago. I'm building up to that event, and I'm putting that in my teammates' mind. What rank are you going to be? How many teammates are you going to bring with you? Imagine if each of us had 10 more teammates with us in this room. What would that do to your business? I mean, you'd have 10 times more people excited with you and sharing the passion and equally growing their business alongside with you. So it's huge. So that's the number one thing. You got to turn your car into a university on wheels. And so some people are slow readers, so I'm not going to tell you. I used to actually just force people, you got to enjoy reading. I don't care. But I would say the easiest way to get into personal development land is with audio personal development. Easiest place to start. We all spend time in our cars. My first 18 months in USANA, well, I'll just say the first 3 months, I put 40,000 miles on my car. I went East Coast to West Coast, up to British Columbia, down the coast to San Diego, back to Virginia, all for rock climbing. Oh my gosh, I don't know how many times I listened to Jack Canfield, How to Build High Self-Esteem, or Dr. Wayne Dyer. I mean, these 8-hour-long audio tracks, at least 10 times each of them, just over and over and over and over and over and over and over, just bathing my brain and just eliminating all the poison and toxins and negativity that's gone into it. Because we've all had a lot of negativity. Parents, community, churches, schools, lots of things have gone into this brain. So you're going to have to rewash that with personal development. That's the power of the day-to-day personal development. The big events, full immersion, we feel invincible inside this room, but when we get out, that's on you. That day-to-day audio and the book reading is how you're going to keep yourself engaged and laser-focused working towards your goals. So I believe what you should focus on are these three things: network marketing, mindset, and leadership. That's kind of like, I've read at least 30 books in each of those, and I reread books over and over and over. I have different highlighters, and I'm a bit of an analyzer, so like the first time I read through a book is in black pen, second time is in blue pen, then I go to highlighters. So like I can tell your mind's going to work differently each time you reread and re-listen to this as well. So you're going to grow as a person. The words don't change on that book, but you're going to get new information each time you revisit that book or that audio. So that would be the focus. 10 pages a day. And all we're building is habits, right? So really the habits are going to give you the results that you want. So it's not something like, how often do you drink water? Every day, right? Like when I hear people say, oh, you don't really need to read or do any of that personal development stuff on the weekend, I'm like, what? Do you drink water on the weekends? Why would you neglect your brain on the weekends? It's just 10 pages. That's all it is. But when you set that time aside, you develop that pattern and a habitual pattern that you will never break. So my suggestion is, as often as you drink water and eat food, that's how often you should personal development as well. So here's my structure. I can give this to Jordan, or no, these slides are available, I guess, to everyone. But I've outlined, I give GoPro to every single person on my team. I think that's the best place to start. My second book is Go for No. We need to get people ready for some rejections and learn that a no is just a not now. It's one of the best books I've ever read is the Go for No. I reread that every time when I'm maybe a little bit down in the dumps. So I've outlined the first 20 books that I think someone should read. It's usually about a book a month, maybe a book every 2 weeks, and you need to reread them. So you'll get these slides. I have links to all the audio development, but we need as leaders to equip our new teammates and help them with that personal development journey. So what I actually do now is for long-distance teammates is I mail them GoPro and a couple different tools, Dr. Steve's CDs, Optimal Nutrition, and the Finance CD. And then I mail them Eric Worre's DVD as well, too. So it's just a thank you. Like imagine a brand new teammate signing up long distance, and it's like how many people get like an actual, instead of credit card, crazy things in their mails, like a welcome package with books, DVDs, CDs, and a welcome letter. Hey, welcome to the team. Here's some events that you need to consider. So that's just what I've started to do. I recommend doing that to you. You got to invest in your business. And I see every teammate as a friend, but also as a part of my business. So I'm going to invest in them and their future. So we've all heard that you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around the most. Well, you're also the average of the 5 actions that you take every day. And that's from Grant Cardone. I love Grant. He does not sugarcoat anything. Just like off the cusp, and he just shoots it real. So for me, I was like, we all have these decisions to make. Do we take the time to read at night, or say to yourself, that's just a waste of time? Or work out today, or skip it? Listen to the audio personal development, listen to the radio. Invite people to take a look at USANA, or do it tomorrow. Plan out our calendar for next month, sit back and see what happens. So we just have to be very intentional. Those who attended International Convention, you heard John C. Maxwell talk about intentional living. So what structure is going to do to your life and habits is it provides you to be intentional by giving you that structure. So your mind is a muscle. You really got to condition and feed it every single day. So it's all about, like I said, developing those habits, and you got to feed it, nutrient it. We don't skip our USANA, so you don't skip your mind and feeding it every day. So wrapping up here, I was in Asia, was my last trip, and I was there for 5 weeks. Who's been to Kuala Lumpur and seen the Twin Towers? My dad has. Anyone else? A couple other people. This is an amazing structure, and I got to see it in the daytime and the night. It's incredible. But what's interesting is, so here's the structure. It's 1,483 feet tall. And it's got 394 feet underground of foundation. You can't just build this, 1,500-foot tall building on just, we'll just start building this big, tall tower. They went down first. They actually went deep into the ground before they started building up. And that's how you have to view personal development, as it's building a foundation. For me, I just see the previous 5 years as a strong foundation of all the personal development. Now I'm ready for that explosive growth. You remember when Jordan said, when he got the call from Dave Wentz of, how does it feel to be diamond? It says, I've felt this already before. I already felt this way. That's, for me, like when I was a builder and I went to gold very quickly, I knew I was a gold. I have all the skills, I have the mindset, I have the personal development. I just don't have a dumb badge and a little, piece of paper that says I'm a gold director. But I was that person because I developed and invested and built the foundation. What you don't want is to reach a rank and not feel like you're ready to be at that rank. Because there's no dust that comes out of the sky that says, you're a gold director now. You're the leader. No, that doesn't happen. So you should already feel that way before you make that advancement in your business. Because I've seen businesses, even in USANA, they weren't built on solid foundation and they crumbled. So always invest in yourself. You're not going to see the results of it quickly, but you always have to think long-term in this business. So I see the foundation as personal development. That's working on mindset and vision. And I see the results that you're going to see above ground, your little twin tower building, is the skills and confidence that we're working on. That's going to develop the confidence. So that is it. That is a wrap. I was off slides. Thank you guys so much. I'm out of time. We'll see ya.